lovely good evening. It's a Tuesday, and we are back with Let's Talk Politics. And we are looking forward to having an exciting time as we discuss different political issues that have been going on in our country. Himba, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, CJ, and good evening, viewers.
How's been the day?
Not bad, Valesa Valepala. All has been well. A lot has happened in the political arena. Some are good, some are positive, and all is well.
Yeah. Bom Kedawai, good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk Politics. You're muted.
Good evening, CJ, and good evening, Himba. It's good to see you guys. I looking forward to discuss few issues that are taking place back home. And we hear there's a lot to do with politics, but the government is doing their job and they're just moving forward. They're not leaving anyone behind.
Thank you. And today we have made it an open forum, an open discussion. We want to know what is on your mind. So viewers, please feel free to join the studio, call through. Very soon we'll be sharing the link and we'll display the number that you can call through and just tell us what is on your mind in terms of the political situation in Zambia. What is a matter of concern to you, and then we can politic over it as the program progresses. Do take note that whatever submissions, let them be sober, civil. We do not want any insults or derogatory let me say encounters. So please let us just have a great time as we discuss the different political issues that we have going on in our country. Himba, what's on your mind?
CJ, Walanda tushku fiden sofu. Neri ashidi yako lian sofu. In sofu fidelo. Kwachiwa press briefing of Zambia. There was press briefing that was taking place. I mean, I'm sure that is what we are all talking about. That's what is on my mind. Is the press briefing which the former First family had today. I've been thinking about it. I've been going through it, trying to understand. But there's something that is still on my mind. I'm still trying to understand what was the whole purpose of that press briefing.
Okay. Yeah, since you've brought out the press briefing issue, let us just listen to it and then have reactions.
You have it. Perfect.
Yeah, let's just pull it on screen. Okay.
Zambia is a Christian nation. Will you allow us to maybe share in a word of prayer? We can pray before we start. Thank you. Shall we pray? Father God, we thank you this morning for allowing us to share in this your new day, oh God, the 4th of July 2023. Thank you, Lord, for allowing the former First family's children to have and share a press statement with the press. I want to thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. For Lord, it's a rare opportunity. We only pray that, Lord, those who came will come safely and go back safely as they came. It's in Jesus' name we pray, we ask with a grateful heart. Amen. Thank you. The reason for this gathering is because the former First family has been going through some challenging times for some time now, especially in the recent past. So for this reason, all the children of the former president would like to speak to this matter and share their feelings. Media, you will forgive us, due to the nature of the subject matter at hand, the family will just read the statement without taking questions from the media. We apologize sincerely for that position, but please understand this and agree with us that we accept this position. I'll take this opportunity to introduce the children represented here. On my far right there is Mrs. Agnes L. Msumuko, and the spouse is Mr. Msumuko, who sits right here next to me. The couple next there is the Katetes. We have Jasper Katete and the wife Cheso Katete. We have Patrick Mwansa there with the wife in Honorable Tasila Lungu Mwansa. We have Mr. Willie Lungu. Unfortunately, the wife is not here with us. Standing next to me is my spouse, Madam Janet Lungu Banda. Geoffrey Banda, the moderator this morning. Once again, I want to say thank you for turning up at such short notice. As stated earlier on, please allow us to just share our statement. And without much ado, let me just call upon Honorable Tasila Lungu Mwansa, who is going to represent the children of the former president in sharing this statement. May we make welcome Madam Tasila. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. Good morning, everyone. In the past year and a half has proven to be hard times for our family. Our lives have revolved around family and constantly being invited to law enforcement agencies. We have endeavored to lead a quiet life after our father left office in August of 2021. We must hasten to say that we are not objectionable to the law enforcement agencies making inquiries into any matter, that we have constantly and consistently complied with the law enforcement agencies. Despite our compliance, it seems to us that it has become fashionable to demonize the Lungu family based on the unfounded allegations. The state has not made it any easier for us, as they seem to play to the gallery in matters that relate to our family. Ordinarily, we expect to be the first ones to know as it relates to the matters involving any members of our family. However, we have learned of the recent lawsuits through news items published in tabloids and various social media platforms. We proceeded to engage our lawyers and to obtain necessary documents from the state, which attempts have met with difficulties. We have finally obtained the necessary documents and will proceed to respond appropriately. Our appeal to all of you is to allow us to defend ourselves in court. The dramatization of our circumstances by the state in the daily tabloids has only worked to demonize our father, who has diligently worked to serve this country and willingly handed over power to the incumbent. We have spent considerable time with our father and our mother, who in all these difficult times have opted to remain silent. Our father's resolve is to allow the law to take its course, and we agree with his position. Whereas some of you may call our father different names, he remains a caring father to us and a loving husband to our mother. We wish to thank you all who have reached out to us and sympathized with us. Your encouragement has kept us going. In conclusion, our request is that we may not be tried in the media, but that we may be given justice in the courts. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. May God bless you.
Thank you once more, the media, for turning up as stated earlier on. We want to say thank you for turning up in numbers. And as our position was, we will not take any questions from the media. You will allow us to take that position. The copies of
So that was the press briefing that took place this morning. And Himba, you can continue from there.
You know, this is my opinion, and based on my opinion, I'm still asking, what was the purpose of this press briefing? What were this family trying to achieve at the end of the day? That's nimfilo to understand, because ngawaisa I'm to deliver message ulefu abantu bachite react. So now they are talking to the people of Zambia, to us. Fwebe na Zambia valera danish valefu fwebe na Zambia tuchite. If you're there push, because basically one, and in a challenge taco touch, when people are using statements such as my father willingly gave power, it's like he had quite a option. It's like there's an option that you shouldn't give power or you give power. One thing I want to remind these politicians, like especially these friends of ours who've got a privilege for their parents to serve in the first office. Ingo muntu aingila as a president, tabaya mobeka nfo batwalamo. And when in Gabalu summer elections, they are not doing us a favor. They are doing part of the thing which is in the contract there to have tinga to akufumi hapo iwe. Before tatula akufumi hapo file wapelo mnobe the instrument of power to the next person who's coming to take over from you. So I fail to understand anything, like the way our sister Kasila is saying, no, my father gave willingly power. So it was there an option that he shouldn't have given power when he lost elections? One. Secondly, there's also, she's saying we are invited. When we are invited, me, I don't understand. Then if they are invited, they are even like Abanesu, because all the Zambians that have been to the police, they've never been invited. You know, they are actually, that is it's a call out. They have no choice. So when she says we are invited, to me, I'm taking it that when Abanesu wala wapela kona option, you are invited because an invitation, you can go or you cannot go. So when they are talking about they've been being victimized, you know, I think ineanjika takopa no CJ. I'm touched, because at least her, she's saying they're being victimized. What about the family to Mappens? What happened? What about Lawrence Banda? This was under her father's leadership. What about Nsama? What about the Namgala boy? You know, so for somebody to come out and say, no, we are being victimized, if there are issues which the former first family, they have to answer. Hello, Bengi Nimba Mona, they are a team. It's a big family. I didn't know that Bengi's like that. But if there's anything that they need to answer, let them go and answer. And there's no way she can be saying, if we shouldn't be judged by Facebook, we shouldn't. We've never had anybody who's been sentenced by Facebook. We've never heard of social media. No, there are courts. So I'm struggling, CJ. What was the purpose of this press briefing? If anything, the best thing they should have done was to keep quiet. Because you know, today Zambia, we are getting huge. She's saying, no, we are being victimized. What about those people who are being gassed under her father's leadership? So she's saying because they belong there, at one point or another, they had an opportunity to serve or to be the first family in our country. Does it mean all the wrongs they did, because they were the first family, because they were the former first family, they shouldn't be followed, they shouldn't be answerable even when they've got issues to answer? I'm coming back, CJ.
Mkelebai, you've heard Himba's sentiments over that press briefing. And even on social media, it has been received with a lot of mixed reactions. What's your take on that press briefing?
Thank you so much, CJ. From that press briefing, I don't know how you call it, family press briefing, that is just came to where the family, the Longo children, came to air their views over or report to the nation, or went to social media, because they are also using social media, that they are busy trying to say we are being tried under social media, the public court, not in the court of law, but in the social media. That's where they are the ones who actually brought that case, or they are telling the nation about their family issues, We did not, as Zambians, we did not request or demand for them to come out and tell us what they are passing through. We have so many family members in Zambia that are undergoing a lot of challenges right now. And the Lungu family, the ones they are busy claiming that those are the challenges that are taking place in their families, those are not even big enough. If we go in Zambia and ask every Zambian and find out what challenges that they are facing, either with the law or with the government or with any other institutions, the hospitals, they will come here and they will float the nation with a lot of information. But why should we raise our hair just because they are the former first family? Are they immune from problems? Are they supposed to live without problems? According to them, they claim they are being persecuted. They claim the government is persecuting them, which is far from the truth. The only thing they need to tell the Zambian people, the Lungu family, is that, hey guys, our father was your president, and right now our father enjoys the immunity and he can never be prosecuted, but does not mean us, the children, cannot be questioned by the police, or the wife cannot be questioned. So if you're valelanda ukuleta ama issues mu social media, because we did not request for this. They are the ones that went to the media. We didn't even ask, we were minding our own businesses, because we know that the first family, the reason why, the former first family, the reason why the government or the government institutions is investigating them, it's because of a lot of corruption that took place during their father's reign, a lot of atrocities that were committed under the leadership of the father to Tasila. So right now, the cases are busy being taken to court, or in the name of trying to recover what was either stolen, misappropriated, or to correct the mistakes that was made during the Lungu administration.
Okay.
And by the police going to invite, inverted commas, inviting the family to police, if that amounts to persecution, then I don't know what these people want the government to do. Tasila Lungu should get proper advice from her dad, who was once the president, and the advisors. They should have advised them don't do this. Let this matter be taken to court. Since the prosecution are taking the matter to court, let us see it going through. The government has established.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
But one would ask, if we look at the former, let me say, the other presidents from other regimes and their children, we have not seen this kind of pressure on them where they've been investigated and, you know, we haven't heard that they've tried to match their wealth and their income and all that. This is only happening to the Lungu family. And as such, you find they feel they are being persecuted. Isn't that something to, you know, to go by and say, okay, these, for them, it seems to be a special case? Huh?
Mwiralanda, don't speak as though you are not Zambian, you are not there. You know, do you know what happened to Kaunda when he left office? Do you know what happened to Chiruva himself with the family when he left office? The only family that was never either that went probed, that was not probed, was the family of Mwanawasa. And probably the family of Basad.
But if you look at the probing the way it was targeted at either
it's not
FDJ, you know, it wasn't.
No, the answer is simple, CJ.
Right now.
No, the answer is simple because other families. Let me help you, my dear. Because other families, they knew how to separate family and politics. Politics. You know, if you see, and this is a lesson. It's lesson learned to politicians. Try not to involve your children in what you are doing in sport. Because wazami mangani ndiye hivi. Mwasa wanakuwa tabira. Bana bonse mwangene sa politics. Bana bonse mwambo base nsa kubisa ko mamotoka, kubisa ko drama. Chika bwela chigumula bonse. Okay. You know, so this is what is happening now. So in other families, the children were not fully involved. You remember when Patrick, the junior Patrick Manasa was trying to come, people, Patrick, don't get involved in this. This is fire. But look, even this press briefing we had today, me, I was thinking it's the former president himself who was supposed to address the nation. What was that whole thing? You know, that is exposing your own children. So if those children are being followed up, they're actually daring the lion's den.
One of their concerns is that their father every now and then is being called names and all that. And
that is just baloney. Come on, that's just baloney. You know, when you have something to hide, and you are busy going around requesting or demanding sympathy from people, then there's something wrong there. When you are busy praying, you are overdoing things. They are overdoing. Yes, my dear.
They shouldn't be wasting our time. My father is called names.
He was a public figure.
Kaunda tenzo mwita nati bwanji, senzo mwita nati super K. Chiruba senzo mwita nati wabu fika fupi. After
cabbage, cobra, whatever.
So what's so special about this one?
No, the thing is, my dear, they say when you have something to hide, you would want to come out and show, because these are people who are, I hear them all the time they are speaking, including the father. invoking the court system. Okay? Take me to court. Let's go to court. Then we can talk about it in court. Okay? So if that is what you want, then shut up.
And wait for the court.
Then wait for the court. Simple as that. And now when the court, and then when the police apprehend, pounce on them, and take them to court, then they bring it from the court, they bring it public to us. Look at these people. They are busy persecuting us. You are the one who was telling us to say, take me to court. Where do you want them to take you?
Wow. Okay, so viewers, this is Let's Talk Politics. Today we have made it open. You are free just to come in and give us what is on your mind. Whatever issue, political issue that is a concern, you are free just to raise it, and we can discuss it and have a conversation. Please just invite someone, share the broadcast so that we can get to interact with others and get their views on our on political issues in our country. Right about now, there's another response that I want to play, and then we'll continue with the conversation after this.
Disappointment. The statement that is going around social media, and it's being attributed to Tarsila Lungu, where she's crying and mourning and complaining. I think that is not necessary, and that Zambians will not be taken for a ride to begin looking at those crocodile tears. Firstly, what Tarsila Lungu must understand is that her father never ruled this country diligently, because it was during President Lungu that this country saw a lot of corruption. And this is evidenced by the millions and millions of dollars that were found in their homes and the other ladies that the SEC is following. You see, she should also understand.
Well, that is the DP Himba.
CJ, you know, the people who's advising the first family or the former first family, I think they're misleading them. They're misleading them. The best advice they can give to these families is that, you know what, but you know, whether we like it or not, the former regime injured the Zambian people a lot. And a lot of things, we saw a lot of things during this regime. So for Tarsila and her so-called brothers and sisters to come out like that, it's like they are saying, we can insult you, we can kill you, we can steal from you. No one has a right to follow us. You know, they're playing it a victim. As I was saying, it's during their father's leadership when we lost in Samansama. It's during their father's leadership when we lost Lawrence Banda. It's during their father's leadership when we lost the Namgala boy. It's during their father's leadership when we lost Mapens. Is there at any point did Tarsila come out? She's a woman, and I assume one day she's going to be a mother. You know, does she know what the mother to the Namgala boy is going? As we are talking right now, what is going through? So, you know, it's like they're plicking on the wound. It's like them, the way they're coming out is like during their father's leadership, it was heaven on earth. Everything was all rosy for the Zambian people. Has she ever thought that Klibantuenze and Benzo gassing you? Has she ever thought that Klibantuenze Juju my private parts, a lot of things happen? Has she ever thought about that? So the best thing they should have done at this moment is to give time to the Zambian people to heal. We've gone through a lot. People are injured. Some of the children are orphaned. Some of the children, they can't even plan because of the political situation we had in our country. They can't even go to school. Some women were being undressed So for now, what they should have done was to first Kemanzi and Galipans. And they are saying they want to live a quiet life. What quiet life? The Zambian people are quiet. Up until in Ghana. It's what quiet life are they trying to live? When in Zimbabwe now they are pleading us. What kind? And then even when the father does anything little, you know, this is one thing that has been bothering me. I've been asking. I say, Nanga Bantuwe Wamankala na former president ECL. Why do they like Kangono President ECL? They'll put it on social media because I believe the people he's found with, those people Nibantu and they should protect some of his privacy. When he's jogging, like up social media, tika commenta at we are judged social media. When he's having prayers, he up social media. We talk about it at we are being judged. So what kind of private life are they talking about? I think what kind of private life are they talking about? Social media. So so we are not supposed to react.
All right, Himba. Before Wom Kedebai comes in, Simbe Collins, it's good that you're watching. If you're able to join through the studio, please, you're welcome. The link is there. Feel free to just click it and join in. Let me read something from Wallens. He says, Tassila must be reminded, law follows all plundered. From a poor councillor to a billionaire within 7 years of her presidency. If she is innocent, let her prove herself in court. No need for press briefing in a car park of stolen cars. She needs to apologize to Zambians for being unfaithful councillor. Okay, he goes on to say, Tassila must be reminded that the law follows. Okay, I think it's the same one. Just that maybe it was sent twice. Okay, let me just finish it. If she is innocent, let her prove herself in court. Let that press briefing was disarray, and she knows that the only follows suspects. Okay. Wiseman Don, welcome to Ubuntu channel. Good evening.
Good evening, comrade. Good evening, Madam.
Good evening, Wiseman. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And how are you, comrade?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. So great to have you on the program. Please give us what your take is on the issue of discussion, and if there's a concern, a political issue that you want to raise.
Yeah, I thank you very much. I think, you know, sometimes things, when they're happening, we're just laughing. Some of us who understand the struggle and the challenges which some leaders in office today were passing through. And, you know, I was laughing when people were saying Tassila Lungu cried. Are you sure that is crying? Sometimes people should stop fooling us. That is not crying. As we used to cry when we have been beaten. So when we saw those crocodile tears, I think I was just laughing. What you need to understand is that it is not us to let them face the law. It is the law which is following them. And this issue of every time when a criminal is being followed, trying to put President Naka in the HM and the UPND to say they are following us, I think we have seen this before. We have seen this before. They are even lucky, comrade, because Lupia Banda, immediately he left office, immunity out. All families were being followed like they are criminals. They were being followed like flies with the air. So for them, they are even free. They are even able to make a press briefing, so-called press briefing addressing the Chawama people, not the nation, no. Chawama people, because they are the only people interested in hearing those stories, not us as a nation. We were tormented. The only thing they have to do is let them bring back our money. We need our money. Those stolen vehicles have to come back to the nation. That's what we want. There's nothing to cry. They are going to cry, the whole family. The father cried, the mother cried, now the daughter. We don't care. All what we want is our money.
Thank you, Wiseman. There was a heading in Diggers which said Nakachinda explains PF arrests. They want to know where Lungu is keeping his money. And Wiseman, you've mentioned about money there. Okay. Bom Kelebai, your take.
Well, the press briefing, I think Wiseman was somehow right when he said that was meant for the Chawama people, because those are the ones that would want to listen to them, because that's where they grew, those guys. That's where they came from. Is it Kwa Jackie or Kwa Chawama? It's one of those things. But anyway, like I was saying, it's a quite sad development that they think when they are being invited by the police to ask them questions on their wealth, their sudden wealth. Okay, we know that historically, when you look at their background, we have no any trace of any record where we see that the Dalisos, the Tasilas, they were actually they were doing well business wise, and also the government, for them to follow you, government keeps record on every human being that is either, for example, the millionaires that we have today in Zambia. They keep records and to see how much money these millionaires have paid so far in terms of tax. So when they see that these things don't tarry, the government has all the right, to actually institute investigations to see how did an individual amass such kind of wealth within a shortest period of time. What has come and how much money should the government go in and claim? Because the government gets tax, and that's how the government survives. And if you invade, if you avoid to pay tax, there's always a very stiff punishment. Every government, you've seen even in the well-developed countries, if you have enough wealth that is unexplainable and you don't show any record to see that you have paid, you have had footballers who are earning billions of dollars, and then suddenly they have been arrested by the authorities where they are for tax evasion. These are the issues. The Zambia is not exception. Zambian government can also come and investigate or probe anybody, any person, especially those that were in government, those who were in public offices. So the government has the right. They cannot go to any other person, but they can come to people that are of public interest. And Tasila Lungu, together with all her brothers and sisters, are of public interest. They were the daughters or the family of the 6th president who happened to have questionable transactions that took place, that saw to it that we even have huge debts, that saw to it that most of his government or cabinet ministers or member of parliament at the time when he was when they were in office, they have amassed such wealth that are unexplainable, yet the government they were ruling or the government they were running was so poor that it even defaulted. So why can't the government ask such questions? And why would it be wrong for the government to probe such individuals? We hear $400,000. We hear 69 vehicles for an individual who has no track record of business experience.
So aren't, as a nation, it's like there's been this tension around the first family's wealth.
It's them who are creating this tension. It's them who have created it, and they are creating it. Sorry,
there were even issues of immunity here and there. Now, Himba, I want to pull you in on this one. The former president, that is ECL, he's a statesman. And we haven't seen so much of him in terms of attending public, let me say, national events. Okay. But then as a statesman, we're having all this debate going around where he's having a private, let me say, on his private activities, he's making public appearances that are causing all this this buzz. Isn't he supposed to be a person who should be attending these state functions and freely interacting with even the current leadership and offering that kind of, he's the father of the nation, but it seems to be something else. What's your take?
Thank you so much, CJ. You know what? But I'll still ask. I want somebody to make me understand before I come to that question. What was the purpose of today's press briefing by the former first family? The press briefing, what was the purpose? What was the objective? Need to understand.
May I answer a little bit? Go from the experience, from what we know. We call them crybabies. Okay. From what I know, is that is baby needs to change diaper. Attention. There's a lot of discomfort that is going on in their lives right now. And they are not used to that discomfort because they are used to that spoon feeding. They are used to be given everything on there. So they're trying to ask for they are seeking sympathy, public sympathy, but they are forgetting that as they are doing so, they are busy digging and making the case for their father worse.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, I wanted to have Wiseman's input on that one. Wiseman, what do you think was the purpose of that presser?
No, Himba hasn't answered.
Yeah, so Himba asked that question. So I just want to get a response from Wiseman so that Himba can continue now.
Okay. Let me respond to my sister. I think here in Zambia we have got a tendency of when a thief is being called a thief, the thief will cry number one so that he or she can have a sympathy of people thinking you are trying to squeeze. This is just the nature of us Zambians. I don't know, maybe when you go there in foreign countries, you guys, you change a little bit. But us who remains indigenous Zambians, that's the way we are. Immediately, I heard that the police will be coming to my house. The first thing I'm going to have is to get a phone, go live, and it says they have sent police officers on me so that I can have that sympathy. So mostly, I can assure you, Imba and Womkerebai, those of you who are there, you are now at least we have faced that side. I can assure you, a few days from now, you will hear some arrests in that family. I don't know that family, but that family, you will hear some arrests. They have smelled it already. So the best thing is before they are arrested, they need to have that sympathy. And now that thing is not working. So that briefing, for me, I suspect it was a sympathy calling, not anymore.
So that the public.
Thank you, Wiseman.
Masoshi.
Go ahead, Himba. Thank you, Wiseman. Go ahead, Himba.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for responding. Because I strongly believe up to now, I'm still bothered. What Wiseman and Womkelevai has said, it makes a bit of sense for me. They've smelled a rat. There's something coming ahead because there was no need. Press briefing. You know, for every behavior, it has a because. So what is causing that behavior? Is it because they're taking us, the people of Zambia, for granted? After all they put us through, today they're coming out like that. They want to be saints. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Coming to your question, CJ, you know, I've always wondered, or it has always bothered me. Kuti, I'm a president, what should be their behavior? Or what should we expect from them? Because it looks like when, like, if they've been handled differently. Because as we are talking now, we don't even know if he has retired from active politics or he's still in active politics. We don't even know if he
has retired.
Still ziba, because china mchipepa chikamba timanashita retire when but the behavior is total. But basically, for me, what I would want to see, even if you come back, no, you know, sometimes it's just the same. Okay, before I go any further, CJ, let me give this illustration. It's just the same. You are a stepmother in a home, right? You've brought up our stepchildren. You were a bad stepmother. You treated these children. Then as these children grow up, even when you were ones that you treat, your conscience is not yet settled. You see, even to relate with them, it will be very difficult. So I'm thinking our current and the previous, because the previous president was even saying, "Ngana wina my elections in Kamukaka." It's not that we are speaking or we are making noise, we are doing what. These are the things we saw, they were in public domain. The current president was ill-treated. The current president was humiliated. They are on record, Bakapokola, to go and easy themselves in the current president's house. They are on record to go and gas. They didn't even think of safeguard. They gassing whatever material gas. They are on record. But then probably this is why the former president is finding it difficult to relate well, because he knows that I ill-treated this person, I humiliated him, I never gave him peace. He's not believing. But basically, CJ, me I would expect our former president to be carrying the Zambian flag. Every day to be committed to those joggings and to be committed to communicate to all those people they communicate to. Let him also be committed to the issues of the nation. If it means that Iwaendo Tishta represent abroad, Waenda Batishta represent. Nganukuma EU Kuwaendo Tishta represent the former Zambian president. That's what we would want to see. Not maishu zetu ona manja yakuti vintu vinapita kudala abantu babwera balira we they are batikonka festenzo ziwa tasira baba konka tenzo ganza pewa nakamba tinena vichoka kova mkoti tenzo ganza nkani asinsila kansi manzi akalikubila. But me, I expect more. Basically, I expect more from the former president. I expect more interactions from the former and the current president. And if anything, they should be there to advise. He should be there to advise. But it's like, we are in the. So what is causing all this? Nifchan causing all this? Because somebody does, at the back of their mind, they know what they did. We muntinam vutisa, babana never vutisa. Even if I pull out your our mother, he doesn't believe. I want to follow, they will treat me the way you treated them. So basically, as I'm saying, I would love to see the former president taking key in these national issues. To be even in National Day of Prayer, boycott manje. How do you boycott Chikcho? They stood firm over the National Day of Prayer. There's a building na church, kuja ku forest, kuja kuchilenje. They even were building that church. So for now, whether kwa pia or because they believe in prayers, he believes in prayers. He should be one of the first people to go kwendo pempera. No ita na bantu tian kuma pempero tian kashte. So because he's the one who advocated for this day and who initiated it. Na mamoto kaenzeko Christians for so he should continue. He shouldn't stop the things he used to do. Thank you so much.
At the Christians for so. Wiseman, I can see you're really fighting with connectivity there. Before I bring in Womkelewai, let me have your input on that one. You know, it would really be good if we are able to see our father Istio every now and then on these national events. You know, the way we see Nepas Mumba, even is it, you know, Kavindel, you know, those old once in a while they pop up here and there. So
you also live a quiet life.
so
Yeah,
your quick input.
Yeah, I think for me, comrade, I think I don't like going around the bush. I just hit the nail on the head. Everyone can be a dad, but it takes someone's strength and wisdom to be a father. So you cannot force someone to be a father when he's a dad. A dad can still remain a dad, and a father will be a father. When Rupia Banda lost the election, we never forced Rupia Banda to become a father. He himself, on his own, he just decided to say, now I'm a statesman, I'm going to remain a father. And he is not the first former president. We had first former presidents like our father, may his soul rest in peace, Dr. Keke. When Dr. Keke left office, he handed over gloves and he says, I'll remain a statesman. We had Chiruba. Chiruba was a statesman. Never at any point Chiruba attempted to go back into politics. Lupia Banda was of 3 years in office. He never had the appetite of going back to politics. Those were fathers. Father on your own, not this daddy we have now. So let him remain as a daddy for now. We should not force someone to do that.
They didn't even confuse us if they are still they've resigned or they are still in active politics.
We are not, for me, we are not even interested to know whether they have resigned or they are still active. Let them be, because now Zambia is moving on a light path with a light driver on the steering who don't care about looking for another extra father to be caring for the children. Because we have pleaded for this father to be a father of the nation for too long. We have said, let's go. We embrace one another. We have gone to churches. Let the church bring our president and this father together so that this country can be one. The president can call this father privately, this dad, to talk as brothers. I think last time when the president had the briefing, he said, we talk, private, we talk. But when this dad come on the camera, I don't know, camera, I don't know. I don't know, I'm missing a bodyguard, I don't know. No matter family. You can see how when Castro and the family of Chiruba were followed. Did you see them having press briefings? No. Rupia Banda, you can see how Rupia Banda were followed, including the wife, our mother, the wife of Rupia Banda, was followed, like left and center. Did you see press briefing? No. Or what they said, let us be followed, let the immunity go. We are going to remain as the father and the mother of the nation, and we are going to unite this country. If Rupia Banda was the former president currently, there would have been a easiest governing system because he's uniting the nation, and then someone could have been helping him to unite more. What we are seeing now is division. Now it's not working. So for me, I will just urge my fellow Zambians, let us not force someone to be a father. Let the dad remain the daddies, and let the father be the father. As we have now, it was called Wash Promisi. Now the name has changed. Wash Fulfillment. So let Wash Fulfillment continue being the father. Is going to manage this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Wiseman. Let me pull you in now so that we also get your input on this one.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm in agreement with what Wiseman is putting across here, even though he puts it in a way that sounds a little bit funny, but he means these are facts. You know, you cannot force somebody to be a father of a nation. You know, if he himself still wants to behave like a child, still wants to put himself there like a cadre, then who would waste his time and money to go and start dragging somebody who is not willing to work with you? Kumuleka, you know. President Lungu should have utilized this opportunity, and his immunity could have even worked in his advantage to even proceed and help this current government to catch the people that were busy stealing under his regime. He has also information. He was given, he is on record. Bolungu was on record that some of my ministers, I'm told you are reliable, you are very rich, you have so much money in your account. This is what is going on, and I'm not happy. We will follow you. This information is with Bolungu. He knows that. And his colleague, the current president, has been talking about corruption. Why can't Bolungu simply say, I'm ready and I'm willing to help you? I have names.
And
I am ready to help. But if he's not willing, what does that mean?
Even the ISG Bomkerebai clearly said, if you don't campaign harder,
yes, my dear. They knew what they were doing. It's not that we are busy accusing them. It's not that we are just working on innuendos. We have enough evidence, and I believe these cries, they are coming at a time where the government, probably they have heard, since they are good at getting information or the leakage or leaking information, they know that there's something that is really coming forward. Probably the government, the prosecutors have now established a prima facie evidence that they are about to either go to bring the elephant in the room. The issue of immunity may actually be tabled very soon, if not later. We are very positive that the issue of immunity will be brought soon, and it will be the same people that are busy crying persecution. You will see. They will even go vote against the motion instead of voting for, so that they are very convicted in their own mind and hearts that this president was right. He did not steal. He did not do anything wrong. Everything was right. Why would you want to defend such? If you know, you are convicted in your heart that this president is innocent, is being persecuted, let us put this matter to rest. Why can't they just charge him and he goes to court? But then you'd want to go to court, to parliament, and vote the motion down. Because I know this is the defense they are trying to use, the opposition, that when the current government brings the motion of removal of immunity, they will want to shoot it down to say, we have the number, we can also work with the number, and we shoot it down, and then he continues. So if they know that he's innocent, why would you want to shoot the motion? Why would you even start dramatizing issues that are straightforward? Police goes and issue and execute a search warrant. You go and publicize the issue, you put it on social media. The police arrest the son to the president on corruption or suspect of criminal, whatever. You go out and start crying to the public. Let the law enforcers do their job. If the law enforcers are being abusive, they're abusing their powers. Tarsila Lungu, she's a lawyer. I believe she has a young sister who is a lawyer. The father is also a lawyer. And they are surrounded by Benemakebi Zulu who are lawyers. Let them take the matter to court. If the police are abusing their powers, they are at liberty to do so. So why going to the public?
Yeah. Time seems to be running and running and running. I'd like just to get your summary on the press briefing and your rating of the press briefing. I'll start with Wiseman.
Okay, thank you very much, comrade. I think my rating from that storytelling media day today we had, that's what the press briefing, comrade. Press briefing is where we accept questions to come from the press. But where you just go alone and talk to the media and you said no questions, I wish she could have just sent a voice note and cry in that voice note. You would have heard that she was crying than calling the press briefing. The situation is not good. So for me, I don't know the press briefing comment. My rating, I think
you are really being political. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that coming. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I'll rate it 1 out of 10. 1 is coming because the media went there. We respect the media as New Dawn government. So that is the 1 out of 10. And my conclusion and my summary is that let President Hakainde Hichilema fulfillment continue working. Let him not be so touched with this so-called voice note media institution summary whatsoever. Let him just concentrate. Let the team, the ministers and other stakeholders continue working. When these people cry, let him leave them for us. When Nakachinda bring the binoculars, leave him for us. You go in each and every country and bring us good things. The rest will be handling them. Thank you very much, comrade, and thank you to Ubuntu for having this brilliant discussion. I think this thing will help the government so that this briefing, at least me, I can even call this one a press briefing because I'm able to interact with Himba and Home than what we saw today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wiseman. Himba, your rating and summary.
You are muted.
Himba, you are muted.
Thank you so much, CJ, and sorry about that. You know, honestly, Wiseman Narisha the press briefing area. Me, if I'm going to rate it, believe me, I'm actually very disappointed. I didn't expect the Lungu family to come out like that, especially at this particular time. I'm not speaking because this on personal grounds, knowing the grief which the Zambian people we went through the past years. For me, I believe that was like mockery. They were mocking the Zambian people because, as I said, and I'll repeat, it is during their father's leadership when we saw Mapanga. It's during their father's leadership when we saw a woman being insulted like hell. It's during their father's leadership when we saw my death, muntu afa so no kukamba hapo, and even one of the leaders said, "Anafuno nibela handbag." You know, that with pride, talking about somebody's child. I mentioned this is when we lost in Samansama. This is when we lost the Kaunda. This is when we lost Mapenzi. This is when we lost the Namgala boy. This is when, a lot of things happened. For now, if anything, we are pleading from this family to give us a peace of mind. Tipumuleko vichoke vema tipitisamo. The insults. If you want to lead kumvela time kwenze my insults where a person would go atukana. It's the time when we had this under their father's leadership. Maybe no one has told them. Whoever is advising this family, I think they are misleading them. For now, they would have taken a backseat and then let the Zambian people heal what they've put us through. We are still hurting, and a lot of people are still hurting. We haven't forgotten the people we lost. We haven't forgotten the insults we had. If there's a time when we had a lot of tribal remarks, it's during their father's leadership. Their father was even saying, I think that was Woodlands when he was speaking like that. If there's a time when somebody would just get a gun and pull the trigger, it is during their father's leadership. Maybe they've forgotten, I don't know. Because if I were even these children, none of them is under the age of 20. They are all adults. They should have even been the one to advise their father, Dad, this is not right. For now, take a low profile, play the advisory role. Ingata mukwete omulandu dadi tabakamikate. Not fiyabalesa mkulirira kwati ye mwilatu petwala oku, mwilatu twala oku. Tasila, my sister, take a back seat. Your father, during your father's regime, a lot of people were injured. And what you're doing, you're adding more wound to the sword. We beg of you. So if you are not special, you are not above the law. Under our government. After investigation, and when they did all the investigation, they proved that that house, he got it right in a right way. It was given back to him. So even you, the Lungu family, you'll be clean. Stop crying foul and stop reminding us what we went through. We don't want to remind. We are looking forward for hope and good life ahead of us. I submit.
Thank you very much, Himba.
Thank you so much. Are we concluding?
I need your rating, yes, and your summary.
Rating the press briefing, the press conference.
Yes.
Oh, that was very brief and to the point, and it was a written speech which was very, very short. And just to add on to what Wiseman said about they were having the press conference behind those cars that, or is it one of the audience here, the followers here wrote something that it's a stolen cars. You see, I would give them, I don't know, at least they're exercising the freedom of expression, and they are associating themselves to the media, social media, and the freedom that people had never dreamed of. But at least today they are enjoying that the freedom. So I would give them 1.5 because of that. Otherwise, the cry, the message, it's a same old. We have seen it, we have heard it, and it is a cry for help. The help itself is that because some of them were given too much silver spoon in the mouth, and today they are happy to move around, and they can even go to the police and come out the same day, and they can be summoned. They can entertain the police. They can do all the things that they have never seen before. To them, they perceive that as persecution, which everyone, I think every well-meaning Zambians can even smile and laugh at it. So it's okay. They are exercising their right to speak, and I know that probably they are also looking at the issue to do is we need to help the father. It's a cry for help. They need their father. I believe Wolungu has been misled for so many times, so many years. And I believe even when he was in government, he was misled by people. And this time around, probably the reason why their daughters and their families, their children are coming out is not a cry for the persecution, but it's a cry for help, because I think the big man is losing it and needs to be told the truth. And I think your HH should look into this issue seriously and probably put this man to do some state work. Let him just give him, like his counterpart did to his Huru Kenyatta, where he sent his retired president or former president to foreign services to do some other diplomatic work. So I am actually requesting the president, if he has time, to call, to summon or invite the former head, so they could talk and ask if the former head needs something to do, because that energy should be put in something positive. Unlike what he's doing, the jogging, we like it, it's okay, but it is being politicized and it's been they're overdoing it. And I find that he's endangering his security and his life. He doesn't have a private life that the children are busy claiming. And Tasila Lungu, please, the government is not dramatizing or demonizing you. The government follows the law. Whatever is written, that is what they do. They follow the policies. So if you have an issue with what they are doing, the procedures are broken, bring out that issue, take it either to the courts of law and get some redress, than coming to the media and say things that may just poke the Minister of Home Affairs, poke the President's affairs, all these people that are currently doing their jobs in an honest manner. You are poking them and they will simply retaliate as well. But the good thing is they are professionals and they know they cannot mix personal attacks with professionalism. So they are being professional. They will not come for you, but they are coming for the things that are not, that smells bad. And what I mean is that when they suspect something, that you have committed a crime, they have the right to come and question. And these are the institutions that we have in government. So on that one, I would simply say, HH, look into Edgar Lungu. He needs help. The man is losing it. He needs help. If we can remove his immunity, it doesn't matter. We can remove his immunity. He can prosecute all his family, all his ministers. Once they are found guilty, they can go to jail. But the man himself needs something to do. So, by sending in foreign ministry, whatever, to go and do some negotiation of some peace treaty, like Russia and Ukraine. Instead of you going there, take him there, Bolungu and the Hurus. So that's what I can say for now.
Thank you so much, Womkelevai, and thank you to the viewers out there. It has been a lovely program, and thank you so much, Kuliva Wise Money, Navapona. I think Basije Navatushapa because of internet. We just want to thank everyone that has been with us and everyone that has come through, that has contributed, and we are making a date that please make a date with us to be with us next Thursday. Same time as we discuss the matters that affect us on our national interest, our policies, because if we don't understand the new policies, or we don't understand what happens in the political arena, it will really, really affect us and it will affect the decisions we make. I'm sure once if we're in Zambia, we have to get to have interest in Dama politicians. Let's have time to understand what is happening in the political arena. Defeated with their words they are using. Now we are being persecuted. We are being what? Let's have time to read. If we can't read, let's have time to read, to listen to people who are taking us through these issues, because they affect us. The moment these politicians are making wrong policies at a higher level, it affects our day-to-day lives. From me and the entire Ubuntu team, we say see you next Thursday as we come back with another exciting program. Hope takakabe inga press briefing. Ngakwaba na imbi tukawela. See you then. Wamkele bye.
twalumpaka pati musiyaha ndesi chawasa Jesus chawasa Zambia. One Zambia, one nation, one people. So we are one. There's nothing like you are Lozi, Tonga, Luvale, whatever. There's no tribalism. Let's embrace one another. We can talk politics, we can fight, but at the end of the day, we are one, and we should embrace and forgive our sisters and brothers that are making errors or that are trying to make fools of themselves. Let's bring them together, talk to them, and advise them properly. Otherwise, we love them. We love everyone. We are one. We are Zambian at the end of the day. We don't need to fight forever in perpetuity. But don't steal.
CJ, over to you.
Thank you very much, Timba. Thank you, Vumkelai. Viewers, thank you for being part of the broadcast tonight. I want to thank Simbe, Collins, Wallens, Ruben, and everyone who managed to send through a message or comment, and Wiseman, as well as Vumkelai and Himba. From me and Ubuntu team, want to say thank you, and want to encourage you to make sure that you like and follow us on all our social media profiles. On Facebook, it's Ubuntu Channel Zambia. YouTube, it's Ubuntu Channel. Twitter, Ubuntu Channel. Make sure you subscribe and you like, so that every time we have something going on, you're able to get a notification. Tomorrow, we'll have another program, Meet Your Leaders at 20 hours. So make a date and be part of what Ubuntu Channel is doing. From me and everyone, want to say thank you and have a blessed evening.